after installing and configuring our pusher service provider. Now make sure that you have PHP Artisan Serve running. Now let's go ahead and actually create our pusher account so that we can get our keys and connect our application to our pusher server. So here, if you go to pusher.com, here pusher.com, and then if you don't have an account, just click sign up. Right here, it's pretty easy. You can use Google, GitHub, or you can actually use your email. So for me, since I already have an account, I'll just do the signing into existing account. Right, I'll sign in here with my Google account. Alright, awesome. Now when you land on this page, here we're just gonna go to manage our channels. In here, we're gonna create a new app for our Instagram application. So here, create app. Here it will provide a name for you by default. So I'm gonna just create a custom name. Here, let's call this Instagram clone. Here it's gonna ask for the cluster. Alright, you can just choose a region which is close to you. For example, I can choose EU or MT1. I'll just choose EU since I'm closer to this. Alright, and then here it's going to ask you to create apps, multiple apps for multiple environments. Okay, that's development, staging, production. But for this app, we're going to keep it simple and only do it for one, global environment. So just uncheck this. It's going to ask you to choose your tech stack for front end. This doesn't really matter since we have already installed Pusher and Laravel Echo on our application. So just ignore this and then click create app. So now this page is just some instructions for you to install Pusher, which we have already done on our Laravel application. So now while on this page, just go to the app keys. And I can see we now have this app keys created 1 minute ago. So now just copy this app ID, go back to our app. In here where it says Pusher app ID, paste that, copy the key, also paste that, copy the secret, also paste that. The host, you can leave it empty. The host is simply be handled automatically by application unless you have a different host. So for us, you can just leave it like that. And then here, most important, please don't forget this. Make sure the cluster that matches the cluster on your application and your keys, otherwise it won't work. So here, copy this cluster. For me, it's EU, and then put the cluster there. Alright, if a token has been compromised, you can simply create a new token here and delete this one. For now, I'll keep it since I want to use it for this video, but you can just create yours and then refresh it or create a new one if you think it has been compromised. Right now, after doing that, we can now go ahead and test to make sure that a connection has been established between our Pusher broadcasting service provider and our application. So here, if I refresh this page, refresh the page, and then here go to inspect. Here go to network. Here it's filtering by XHR. Let's just go to WebSockets here. Click there, and now let's refresh our page again. Here you can see our application is now subscribing to our WebSockets. If you click here on top here in the protocol client, you can see that we are now successfully connecting to our WebSockets, and this is our host, the one which is created for us automatically by our application. So now you can just check. This is just one way to check if the connection has been established, or you can simply close all this and then go to the Pusher. Here, go to debug console if you want to do things visually. In here, let's go ahead and refresh our page in our localhost, and then you can see here if the connection has been established. It's also gonna show here so that okay, our localhost is now connected to this Pusher broadcasting service provider, and now we can begin to create and broadcast our messages easily and clearly. So I think that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.